in Australia, as we are at the moment. 22 degrees is the temperature. No rain expected for the first race of the season. Callum Williams
And we're now
on pole.
ready for 5 red lights, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. Callum Williams has got a good start as we head into turn 1. He's already leading. Brundle already with him. In fact, he's pretty much stayed as the same. Locatelli up a few positions. Ricardo down to 6th place. Panis has made a brilliant start. He's up. Oh, but he's battling with Tombe. He's up to P10 though. Villeneuve down to P16.
I missed the entire start with a fantastic connection problem.
I'm now having to focus on Panis because it's very hot. It's very hot. It's 22 degrees.
Absolutely vile.
That was a good start from Panis there. He's up to 11th from 17th on the grid. Villeneuve, unfortunately,
Alonso's
died.
down to 17.
As we now go into the second lap.
PK's run on Panis into turn 1. PK takes 12.
Most sad. But it's still Callum Williams who leads. It's still Callum Williams who leads. Only a few thousandths ahead of Brundle. Faustin 2 seconds back. Now 3. As Panis is already being put under pressure by one of the RWBs and his Borat. And he's being passed quite quickly now. Which suggests a very heavy fuel load, or he's caught this one up.
I've no idea where Alonso's actually ended up. Alonso's up in 14th now, so Panis' good start, short-lived. He's already back down the field. I think he's 17th, 16th, 17th now.
There's a battle for third at the moment between Faustin and Norris. I had not noticed that, and it's more than likely that Norris is maybe on a lighter fuel load.
Yes, they've broken away from the pack very much. So
yeah, those are definitely lighter fuel loads.
Yeah, and here comes Davies on charge, couple of positions. He's up now.
Yep, that's the bot working its magic.
No, it's not. So PK on his return is performing well. He's performing okay.
It's actually the two. It is basically at the back. It is the Outrageous and the Peugeots. A big change from last season in which Peugeot were challenging for the title. Quite a downturn, but at least they both got DRS, and they're in this now really big DRS chain. It's one of the biggest I've ever seen.
Massive DRS train, and Tombe up into 5th position.
And this is just going to help. This is just going to help everyone against Williams and Brundle if it wasn't already. They're not getting a really big gap.
That's true.
They're not already getting a really big gap. Not 5 seconds is not enough with a maximum of 11 laps for what I had.
No. Last time Tombe scored was the first race of last season, Monaco. He finished 5th there, and that's where he's running at the moment. PK passed Bilic, so both Jaguars now out of the points.
That is quite a surprise with Locatelli. We would have thought a former race winner who hasn't been there since since the start of last season, I think it was, at Monaco.
Yes, double runner-up season 6 and 7.
We would have thought it'd been up there. Maybe a heavy fuel load for Jaguar, which would seem a bit odd considering their position now in terms of performance.
Yes.
They don't need to take a risk like that.
I can tell you the RWBs are going Smith till lap 16, Sagtiev till lap 17. That's information I do know. But that's the only strategy I do actually have knowledge of.
So, Williams now leads by 1.6 seconds over Brundle. Faustin, the next group from them, 6 seconds off, and Norris still on his chase, but he can't get past him, which is a bit weird, although I think they've been switched in positions, but I haven't kept so much of an eye on it. I will now.
Yes, Norris did take the
position. They are switching positions. Tombe just a bit away from that group, and he's leading on this large group to stay with those guys, and that's good for everyone in this giant group.
Yes, I'd suggest that DuPont's going to be heavy, probably going to lap 17, would be my guess based on his pace.
Now the Outrageous are very far behind this group. I don't think they are being managed, are they?
No, they're not, given that it's 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning.
6:30 in the morning for their manager, who's made a return after a couple seasons out.
I think it's 4 seasons out. It's a long time.
That is a long time, and he hasn't managed to return out.
Ricardo's made him. Oh no, that's just lag for me. Ricardo.
It's pretty much staying as it is now, and the main cause of that is this big DRS group. One of the RWBs just a bit away from someone there. That's one of the Subarus. Just a small gap between them.
He's a
7th lap.
4-second gap.
And Williams has really extended his gap on Brundle. Now that's to do with the management, because
Yeah,
Ace
it'll be
never
tyre
turns up.
temperatures. Brundle will be struggling with tyre temperatures given the heat.
But you should expect those two pretty soon in, although it depends on what their stats are, but I don't think it would be that much better.
I expect them before lap 10, to be honest. I'd expect them into the pits. PK trying to get past Bilic. Can he do it? No, not quite.
Still remaining
Oh, he's
pretty
gonna
much
run
how it
against
is, and
Jaguar.
Ricardo's once again going past Smith.
Yes.
It was actually past Dupont, and then Smith passed also.
Red flag. I think it's probably because I'm trying to do a call, but anyway.
And the Peugeots, I think, have now lost DRS. They're going to have to really boost if they want to stay in this group.
But the Peugeot's really, really heavy.
We'll see. I'm going to have to probably boost, though, which is a bit of an L. And I need to boost both of them if I want to keep this. It might just stay within the one. It might just stay within the window, but I really want to stay with this. So I'm going to have to boost just a bit.
Lag is astonishingly bad.
The lag is not too bad for me. I mean, it's slower than how I usually manage. That is likely because of the stream, not the stream, the recording, but it's not too bad. It's not the worst I've faced.
No.
So, lap 9 now, of 58 here at Albert Park. And Norris he's made the move on Brundle now. So that would be good if Faustin can't catch up to Brundle, but I think he is within the 1 second window. But Norris might just about keep second.
Yes, it'd be a shocker if Norris wins on debut.
It is really looking that way. It depends on the fuel at the moment. I have no idea what they're going for. I know they're going for free stop, but it depends on the fuel.
Maybe lighter, but they're still very quick anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But Ricardo is running very well, so this is going to be a good position for them. You should at least expect a podium, with given how Tombe is one of the nearest challengers to the group there.
Tombe caught back Faustin. Yes, he has. So the Singapore cars.
So that's interesting now. It's this backlog of it's Brundle who's making this. It's Brundle who's managing to create this. And I only just realised Ricardo's now ahead of Faustin. So now it's going to be effectively a McLaren 1-2.
It is a McLaren.
And now it is because they've switched on. They've switched off and they've gone on to lap 11, which I expected, and they've got quite a nice gap to these Peugeots now, so that has worked out well. Despite that big DRS train that there was for this group, they've stayed in pretty well there with those 11 laps. Depends on now how heavy they are, which you should expect will be the same amount of laps. Villeneuve and Panis fighting each other. Villeneuve on debut in the league. Made a great qualifying. It is very close. It is much closer. It's more likely because of the amount of cars that we've now got, but it is very close. And the Peugeot's still struggling to get onto this group. It's quite distressing. But we have to roll with it. Faustin's past Ricardo.
Not too far. Williams has already caught Davies.
Norris has a 4-second gap now over. So Brundle really did hold up David Faustin.
I don't know how quick Faustin was anyway. I think that Faustin and Dupont are running very long. There's tyre wear's a non-issue at this track. I was having discussions with the team principal of Salty Singapore before the race, and as I understand it, they are not worried about tyre economy, so I think they will be running quite well.
Villeneuve's lighter fuel load is now having a bit of an effect on this, and it might put Panis out with DRS if Panis is not careful.
Yeah, Alonso's struggling to keep up with his new teammate.
It's a day of new drivers, really. You would have expected Ricciardo to be the better out of the two McLarens, but maybe it's because Norris is maybe significantly lighter.
Yes, it's a bit disturbing.
Bilic beating Locatelli as well, and Tombe beating Hamilton. Yeah, I think Panis is going to have to get some boosters to stay
connection hit problem once again, so that's going to lose me a position probably. Has Alonso really just gone and lost about a second with my connection issue?
I'm having to keep Panis. I'm having to waste boost to keep him within this DRS.
I hope that you're going. I hope that you're going too long rather than the fact you're actually really slow.
It is. I don't know how long everyone else is going though, but it is what I would think is long, but I don't know. But I also do think I'm just very slow. I think that is just the case. I mean, I'm running a rookie at the moment, so. But he's beaten Panis.
Okay.
He's beaten Panis with only 1 lap fuel off. And Norris is coming to the pits. That's early. That's very
early.
That is very early.
14 laps. It's probably going to still be a 3-stop, but it is interesting.
It's an interesting move, and also it's also another one of the. It's Lian, so he's gone very early as well. Let's see who else is going to drop early. I don't think any of the rest of these weapons are going to drop early, especially not the Renaults. The RWBs might be a bit earlier.
Well, no, RWB have the best fuel economy, so
that is fair
16,
actually.
17, which is what we expected. I think
that is fair. Are they managing that?
Are lap 15 to 16.
Oh yeah, they are
lap
managing.
15
I saw
to 16 are the standard pit stop laps.
Yeah,
PK is coming in at the end of this one.
I just realised Smith is in now P4, so that's a good place for RWB. But Borat now and Daniel Ricciardo early as well.
Lots of cars in, and the DRS train.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to avoid that. I wanted to avoid such a thing because I've experienced it in Australia before, where there's too many cars, and I also experienced it in France. But now Villeneuve, if he gets past it, he's not going to be within DRS of Alonso. So Borat has really ruined this train by being so slow. And I have no idea why. I have absolutely no idea why Panis is struggling. It is most sad.
Well, he's struggling towards the end of last season. He only had 1 point to finish in the last 3 races.
And he lost the race win in Austin, of course, thanks to running out of fuel. Okay, I am going just a bit longer than you guys.
Hamilton, Smith, all in.
Yeah, Panis is kind of proper fucked now because he's out of that DRS. He's not likely going to catch up to Borat.
Powerful. The overcut is very powerful.
I expected that. Villeneuve is really going quickly. He is, I have to say, he is coming in this lap, though.
Williams is now behind Norris by about 3 seconds, so the overcut is incredibly powerful.
Just going to make a safety measure because I always know this happens. I don't want to run out of fuel at the wrong point. So Villeneuve now in, and Panis is going to be shot up into not the lead because Dupont has stayed out. And now there's a big train of cars coming down the front straight. And Villeneuve slots into a gap with a Renault there. And I don't know which one that is. Is that Alonso or PK?
Well, Alonso's the one in front. So Alonso's in 12th. PK's down in 16th.
That's fair then. No, why is it corrected the fuel completely?
If Williams is 4-stopping, then he's not going to score any points. He's just not fast enough. He's not got a big enough gap. It's not viable strategy. And as I say, that Brundle's actually pulling away now. So Alonso's going to get passed by Sagdiev, Locatelli, and co. Because Alonso can't keep with that train.
Okay, Panis. No, I think that's Panis. He's done very well there, actually. He's kept in with the Villeneuve, and he's gotten a good gap now. Kind of depends on what... He has used a lot of boost, though. There's one problem that's going to happen later in the race.
Yeah, Sagdiev's going to be a problem, because Sagdiev's running very long in this race.
Yeah, I have just realised that.
So Norris leads from Dupont about 2.5 seconds. Dupont's running a lot longer, so this could be a second career win for Louis Dupont if things play out.
I praised him all the time. He's a very good driver. He was picked over Orsi for this season. Would you like to comment on your decision to put PK in? Why have you done this? Your great misdirection.
I felt that...
I've got cramps, so please keep speaking.
Lopez didn't perform as expected in the promotion race which we had. He was soundly outpaced by Kovalainen, and I wanted someone who I knew could compete with Alonso.
Locatelli's trying to get away. He's trying to get away from this group with Borat. He's trying to get up to that group behind him. Yep, he is. expected that. It's not too much of a problem as long as this train keeps together.
Yes, there goes Alonso. Lee is passed by PK. So I think we're going to be looking at maybe 1 point for the reigning champion in this race.
Very sad revelation. But it should change pretty quickly during the season. I
Yeah,
doubt it's going to change for Lee, though. Not for a
it's
long while.
two-stop. I think it's going to be a two-stop strategy being utilised by the outrage cars. That's why they're so slow.
Yeah, I doubt that's going to really work, though. It already hasn't by not turning up.
Yes, well, they've only just come in for the first stop, so... And Brown still hasn't even stopped yet, so it's definitely going to be a two-stop.
So up at
Definitely
the
a
front,
lack of understanding.
up the front, it's Norris leading by 2 seconds over Williams. That's pretty much consequent. That basically means Williams is likely not to win this race.
I'll be surprised if Williams scores points at this rate.
I mean, he's going to be in pretty soon, you should think.
And Brundle loses out there. This is a dire situation for Alonso and Renault.
It's a dire situation for me at the moment because I've got Borat in the way. And I can't do much because I've already used a lot of boost to stay within the DRS.
Yeah. And once again, the Singapore cars who are running very long are holding up everybody else. The train down from 4th place.
The lead to the Peugeots is 13 seconds. And it's Davies and the rest of the people that are much further behind. Borat really needs to get out of the fucking way.
PK on the fastest lap at the moment. And he sets it 24.3 as he passes. No, he doesn't quite pass Thomas Lee. So it's going to be McLaren at the moment. So Brundle's done his second stop, so that's definitely going to be a 4-stop. You're not making it on one more stop from here. And I think Williams will be in this lap, which will be another 4-stop, which will pretty much say that Williams isn't going to score points from the front row, from pole position.
I have put all my hopes in Villeneuve now, really.
Surprised.
Okay, Borat's going to be left for dead now.
He's going to try and catch Ricciardo and get a gap. And it could be his first podium for the Bottle Bosses team since Malaysia in season 5. It's the last time they're on the podium, which is nearly a year ago.
So Villeneuve set the fastest lap. That was thanks to the boost they had to use to catch up to this group because he doesn't want Borat in the way. It's basically all hopes on Borat now.
Sagdiev, I think,
not Borat,
found the perfect tipping point in terms of stint length, because I think he's just going too long. There's always that one tipping point in this game where if you go over it, then it's just too slow. As Lee's now caught the train, I've got a connection problem, so I can't see what's happening.
Villeneuve has got past. He had to get past it to stay with me, guys.
PK's died. Anyway.
PK's been passed by Villeneuve. But now they're very far away from this Lee group.
It's definitely doing the cool that's making my connection abysmal.
This is absolutely woeful because there's this big group here and everyone just keeps boosting away. And it is quite disgusting.
Break away.
Unless Williams comes out in front of us, this is pretty bad at the moment.
Well, given that PK is only about 10 seconds behind Williams.
Yeah, and Williams is not going to come out in front of us, so that is not good.
Williams is well behind. He's only got the 2 backmarker team behind him now. So now he's got clean air, but he's got a heavy car and no one to DRS with. So that may well be Williams' race completely over.
I think my race is already pretty over, if I'm being honest. It's still a McLaren 1-2. They're very far ahead now. Falston 7 seconds off. Tombe just behind Falston.
Alonso's just not quick enough. He's used too much boost. So McLaren easy 1-2.
Canis is incredibly slow. It's quite disturbing.
Norris is surely going to be in next lap. The lap he's just started, 28, 13 lap first stint. I think if McLaren are fueling him light, he'll be in this lap.
I think it's pretty evident how bad Peugeot are this season because, I mean, Panis is struggling to get up to Borat.
Alonso's trying to move on Dylan Hamilton without boost or DRS. He can't quite pull it off. But we've seen a lot of that from Alonso, opportunistic overtakes. That was almost another one.
I'm just going to have to.
And Lee's trying to make a move for the final points position to take it away from the reigning champion. Can't quite do it again. It's very difficult to overtake here at Albert Park.
I think Villeneuve has pretty much outdone Panis this weekend.
Yes, well, Norris is showing up Ricardo, which is unexpected.
It is a lot of that because although Locatelli's now ahead of Village. But
yes, I think Locatelli's now going to show why Jaguar signed him.
But yeah, Norris surprised. I am really surprised by Norris's performance. That is really weird. I mean, he's only
too surprising. It's very light, and the light.
He's only one lap lighter than Ricardo though. He's 6 seconds ahead. Unless he's gone really much more light on this stint.
Yeah, it's the light first stint though. That's the killing. If you've got a quick car, light first stint gets you a massive advantage.
And Panis just slots in behind. I think it is Norris, so there is going to be a bit of a DRS working over there. Thing is though,
affect Norris' race.
Problem is though, that has worked for Norris because Panis is ahead. He's nowhere near Borat as well.
That could negatively affect the result of the race for Norris.
He is going to get DRS. I've already mentioned this.
It is. And Tombay and Smith.
That's I'm going much longer. I'll give you that, but it's not enough at the moment.
Alonso's got 2 laps. I think Piquet is in this lap. Piquet is in this lap.
I think I didn't realise, but I went probably a lap just a bit later than I originally planned. Because my fuel had fucked itself up, but I probably should have just left it. But anyway, we move. It doesn't matter.
So, as Locatelli laps Ismail...
Villeneuve's only got a 7. He's got 7 seconds behind Faustin.
Yeah, but DuPont's going longer, and there's not that big a gap between him and Faustin. As into the pits comes Angelo Locatelli right now. So,
and Villeneuve's been left without DRS. That is a bit of an out. He's got a big group ahead of him who've actually got it.
So where's Piquet coming out then? Piquet is in front of Lee.
Not 32, but 58 here.
The net race order is still the McLarens at the front, ahead of Tombay still. But Tombay is going, well, he's the same late stint as Ricardo. I think the way it's going to pan out...
I think Villeneuve is just going to about get DRS on this outrage. He's about to lap it. He might... Yeah, he's just about going to get it. That is some plus points.
Ahead of Villeneuve, Panis, and Sagdiev. That is, of course, not the real race order. As Piquet is about to get passed by Thomas Lee. Alonso's well in front now, just behind Tombay. So Hamilton cycled up the order, as has Bilic, and Williams is completely nowhere, so that's, as we said, his race completely gone. It's still a good performance by Alonso, but he doesn't have much boost left. He doesn't have the boost left, and that's going to kill him at the end of the race.
Okay, Villeneuve in this lap.
It's not looking so good anymore. Williams is very fast at the moment, but he's stuck in traffic. There's a train of Jaguars and bottle bosses. And that's not helping Williams, who's light and before stopping. So, as I said much earlier on, not a chance that this pole is going to score.
Well, at least I've led some laps. That's all I can say. Or one. Apart from that, it's been pretty woeful. I'm going to go light on this last bit. Just a tad bit, though, because I can't really go much more.
Yeah.
We'll see where it puts us. Of course, Australia, I think, is one of the shortest pit lanes.
It's a short pit lane. Villeneuve is in Renault losing
Panis.
pace quite drastically now.
Panis
At
now
the
is
start
in
of
a
the
pit
stint,
as
very
well.
heavy. But there's a concertina into the second to last corner, which allows the DRS trains to close up, and that's a great overcut by Jacques Villeneuve. And I think Panis may do a similar thing, because when Villeneuve was on track, he was battling Piquet.
I
And
think
Piquet's
Panis is just
now
going to
about
slot in behind
6 seconds
Villeneuve, though. He has actually done very well there, Villeneuve, because he's also got ahead of Smith. He didn't want to be behind him.
Yes, well, the main thing is that he was about 6 seconds ahead of Piquet, and now he's Piquet. Sorry, he was battling Piquet. Now he's 6 seconds ahead. So really, Villeneuve's done a fantastic job on the overcut.
Yeah, Panis hasn't done a
Panis
terrific job on this. He hasn't gone any green sectors. I think he's going to drop just behind the RWB and lose DRS.
So it's a three-way, which was it's 2x2 for the front four.
Yep,
Two of
he
them
has.
are
He is just behind that group. He has to really boost if he wants to get up there, and that is just going to harm his race totally. And Hamilton, I think it is, and it is the two bad cards battling each other, formerly Bottle Boss.
Yes, quite why there hasn't been a huge amount of boost used by Williams to cycle through to the front of this train, because he needs to do that if he wants to salvage anything. But no, Subaru have gone too late.
Panis is just going to have to. I'm going to have to destroy Panis. I'm going to have to. If I've got any chance of getting him high up, even an overcut won't do it.
The same situation as Alonso. I think Alonso's just doing. Well, Alonso might just score points, but I think for Panis it's pretty much game over in terms of the points.
Yeah, he's had to just boost there to at least keep him in this DRS. He wouldn't have got. I don't think he has any chance on the next overcut.
Mistake from Alonso.
The group ahead. There's now another group here of Smith, Alonso, and the two Peugeots. Just dropping away is the.
No, Smith's quick, so Smith's bridging the gap. Smith is bridging the gap between.
Yeah, it's kicked in now. Just behind the two Peugeots is Lee. But still in the lead as the McLarens they have been for quite a while now.
They have been, but Norris's gap is substantially less than it was earlier.
I think it was. I think it was at 7. I think it was at 7 seconds to Faustin though, so it's still pretty similar. But I think it's the late stage that will put Faustin or Dupont, probably into the lead.
Yeah, I mean, in a straight fight, Faustin's going to beat pretty much any other driver. So
I think Villeneuve is looking very good here. It's not great position, but he has got himself into a nice position here.
Well, yes, and
it's going to be difficult to get points.
Stuck in the train,
and we're going to be on super softs. We're going to be going one lap earlier as well, actually. No, not one lap earlier, one lap later.
Oh, so the train is now caught up to Faustin at the top.
Oh, that's going to really affect this race, you should think, because now you've got pretty much. I think it will though if it stays like this. It kind of depends on the pace of Smith. And there's one of the outrageous being lapped again.
Affect the race with the train, because I think all that's going to happen is that the two Singapore cars are going to swap positions at the front of the train, and that's all that's going to happen. But Alonso's now lost DRS in the back of Smith, so that's going to be quite crucial.
I don't think he's going to have he's not going to have DRS here if he passes in the outrage. The outrage might.
So Alonso's lost DRS.
Oh, the outrage might pass him as well, and it has.
Villeneuve.
It kind of has helped Panis there, but not really though, because this next lap, I mean, unless Villeneuve can get close to Hamilton, he's not going to have DRS either. He is getting close to him now.
Villeneuve might just do it, but I'm not sure.
He has got close to him.
Anyway, as I say that, I expect within the next 3 or 4 laps, it will be another pit stop for Norris, and I think everyone else is going to be going until the late 40s.
6.8 now. It's around the similar place as it was just before the last one. I think it was about 7 something.
Yeah.
I don't think Villeneuve is going to get DRS, and he doesn't.
He doesn't, but nor does Hamilton and nor does Smith. So this is a really breakaway.
Luckily, the DRS is not too powerful here, so it hasn't put Alonso miles ahead. Are you on like a similar fuel though to me now?
I'm pitting in 8.5 laps.
Yeah. Yeah, you are, except for Panis. Because you went longer there.
Yes, that might cost. But then the overcut's incredibly powerful, and if Alonso, which he's now within a second of Dylan Hamilton. Oh, he was. He's dropped back out
I
of
think
the DRS
he
now.
might. No, not quite enough. I don't think. I think Hamilton's
There's
really.
the Constantina up to the last few corners, but I don't think Alonso's going to be close enough. He's not. But Villeneuve will bridge that gap when he gets past. So that will be allowing them to catch back up to Hamilton in the final point. But of course, that's not the battle anyone actually wants to hear about. That's just the battle we're involved in. So in the battle for the lead, Norris still has a good gap to Ricciardo, and there's a huge train of Faustin, Locatelli, DuPont, Tombe, Bilic, Williams, and Smith. And that's the battle. And out of that,
7 seconds. 7.5 now is pretty much the gap. It's pretty much back to where it was before the last pit stop.
Yeah.
It's really all on this. It's really all on this overcut. If Faustin wants to win,
but if Faustin can get close to Norris, my money is completely on.
Yeah, this group here of Alonso, Villeneuve, and Panis cannot get to Hamilton. I think Alonso might on this lap though, because it's much more closer. And look at that, lost a position there as Panis to Lee. Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's shrinking now between Hamilton and Alonso. It is under 1 second at the moment.
Just understand, but Alonso's going to lose it again through this sector, so I don't think it's going to.
Villeneuve on the back of Alonso as well.
Yeah, Alonso's out again of Hamilton's DRS. So when is Norris coming in?
Locatelli up to P3, so they're battling.
Norris has evidently done a fantastic job, because I thought he would have pitted by now. So the fact that he's doing that...
It probably was.
Well, and Lee's coming. Lee's here now, but Lee is also very light. Well, so he has been so far.
I'm going to have to try and get up to Hamilton, because this is just getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, Alonso's not got the pace. Tyres are overheating. Too much fuel. It's a dire fault.
Oh, he's actually lost to Lee now. I've only just realised that. Unfortunately, Villeneuve is still not close enough. I don't think he's going to be close enough in this sector.
Villeneuve looks like he might just be there.
Unfortunately, he's got very... Oh, and then comes Lee. No, yes, he's just about got it. And so is Panis on Alonso, but that's going to be another battle.
That's not good. And Norris comes out now, so it is PK versus Norris now.
Look at that for Norris. He's literally on us now. That's worked out well.
Yes, Norris is just there. But if I was McLaren, I'd get Norris right onto the back of Alonso
and get some DRS.
Guys at the front have got the DRS. Ricciardo should be in this lap.
He's already 30. He's already lost 3 seconds within that sector to Ricciardo.
So Norris is going to lose out. I think. I see Ricciardo.
Can Panis get the DRS from Villeneuve here? I don't think. No, nowhere near. So Alonso's going to pass him again.
And Ricciardo, does he jump Norris? No, he doesn't. But he's right with PK.
But it's now Faustin. Look at that. He set a fastest lap of a 1:23.2. What did Norris do? He did a 1:28.
Fantastic position.
It now really depends on how long they go, really. That's what's going to be the deciding factor here. Villeneuve's put himself in a nice position here. If he can...
Villeneuve bring back Hamilton into Alonso. That'd be lovely.
I don't think Villeneuve's just going to get away from Hamilton, though.
Faustin pit, so he's only got one.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's 13 seconds. He's not going to come out ahead, so it's down to I don't know what he's trying. What was he trying to do there? He was pretty much in DRS. That was a waste of time.
It's all down to Louis DuPont to try and do it.
Yeah, Villeneuve. This Villeneuve and Hamilton battles getting them away from Alonso, and Alonso struggling in a fight with Panis now. Thing is though, Panis hasn't got that much boost at all, so he's pretty much out of it. It's down to an overcut. If he wants to get any points.
Ricciardo. And DuPont was very close to the back of Faustin, so DuPont may end up in between Faustin and.
He's going to be.
Look at the set.
Yeah, Norris has really bossed this today. He's likely going to win that, really. Villeneuve up into the lead after passing Hamilton.
There is DuPont coming out. Right in the battle.
Yeah, not that good.
They've got the DRS. So they're going to be closing on Norris. That's the thing. They're going to be closing on Norris.
It all really depends on Borat now, really. Getting them into that
Borat's
position.
Going super soft at the end, so. Is Villeneuve in this lap?
He nearly is.
So, it's not gone well for PK, although he is nearly on the back of the pole sitter, which is quite excellent. So it's both Peugeots going longer, so they may end up with points here. Well, Panis won't, but Villeneuve could end up ahead of Alonso. And Hamilton goes for super soft, so that could ruin his race. Alonso's on the back of Smith.
So
Alonso's
Villeneuve is coming in.
He's
Fortunately, he did overheat his tyres just a little bit in that battle trying to get to Hamilton, so they are a bit hotter than they usually would be on a push lap. But he's still doing a very good time. Nowhere near to the fastest times, of course, because very poor car this season, I meant. But in comes, where is Villeneuve going to come out? It's probably not going to be that great. It is going to be within Hamilton, so that's worked out nicely. He's on super softs, but so is Hamilton. So it's going to be to the end there, and Hamilton I think has got more boost, close to it.
Well,
yeah, just a bit more.
Yes, Hamilton does marginally more boost. Tombay's got the most, and then Alonso and Smith both lacking in boost. I think it'd be quite funny, to be honest, if after everything that they went through in the past few seasons.
Thing is though, has Villeneuve really got the car pace to get up to this group? I doubt it, even with the super softs. Yeah, and they've got a big DRS train as well. Panis, I don't think is going to come out in a good position. Oh, that's pretty good from Panis, but he's just off that. He's just off that DRS. So he's going to be in with the battle that's behind. Panis is going to be in that. Yeah, Panis is going to be in that battle there, but he's not going to last long there with the lack of boost he has. Villeneuve, though, is on for points on debut. But at in front, it's Norris. It's Norris who's got a pretty nice. He's got a pretty nice buffer there with Ricciardo holding up Faustin, but that's going to catch up to Norris.
Yeah, but they're very close. They're very close.
That's going to catch up to Norris, though, of course. So we'll see what happens. Panis has got in some DRS, so that's good. It takes him away from Alonso. And Hamilton hasn't managed to get past Villeneuve. Villeneuve just a bit overheating his tyres. It's very difficult on super softs, but we move.
Yes, that's what's got to be hoped for, that Hamilton, Villeneuve and Panis will destroy their tyres.
Yes, of course.
I think their tyres will hit the cliff because they're trying to go 9-10 laps on them. I don't think that's something the tyres can withstand. Smith is quick. Tombay's holding up Alonso. So that's
Smith is definitely someone who's going to get into this group. Villeneuve is really struggling with tyre temp. Panis is fine.
And there goes Tombay past Smith. So that group ahead it's the super soft group.
It cannot quite get close enough to
Norris
6th place.
Is being closed down.
If it could get to 6th place, it could probably put them in a good position, but they can't at the moment. If they were in that DRS, they would have pulled away miles.
Points in the race for Renault was Nelson Piquet. I think he's going to do it again.
I forgot about Nelson. Where is he?
50.
That is
battling with the Subaru.
Oh, damn.
He's almost going to beat the pole sitter. He's only 17 seconds off the lead.
It's the usual. Oh, is it going to be a double Peugeot pass? Yes, it is. Oh, not quite enough. That would have been a good thing.
And Faustin overtakes Ricciardo again for second. They're getting up to Norris. I'm having huge lag once again.
Well, here we go. Lap 54 and 58. We're near to the end now. Panis really has got no chance of staying in a good position.
Oh, here comes Williams trying to get help or something. And Alonso's just too slow. Alonso way too slow.
It would have been good there if Panis could have got past Hamilton, but he hasn't been able to. And that's gonna just put Panis ahead. No, you can't. DRS is just not powerful enough here.
Right, here comes Piquet. He's going to try and do the fastest lap of the race. Williams has done a 120, so this is.
So it's back to a Renault. It's back to McLaren 1-2. That's going to be a battle that's going to go to the end. Lap 55, 58 here. 4 laps to go.
Sagdiev on the super softs, not doing much. Same with Brundle.
You can on Peugeot's, you can just about see the group for the win, but it is
PK's bringing himself into contention to the best of his ability, which is not much ability, but
I
he's
don't.
on the back of
Yeah, I think
Williams.
Hamilton kind of wasted that opportunity there. There was no point of doing that.
Alonso's back up into the point, but
Yeah, he's
Alonso
gonna. He should maybe get past here by Villeneuve anyway. So that was a bit of a stupid thing to do.
1.5 seconds the gap at the front is down to. I would like to say that I was the only person who predicted that
As it
McLaren
is though. Panis has got Villeneuve now, so I think Villeneuve is struggling with tyre temp, and he is.
I'm struggling with connection again.
But it is again. They're both the Peugeots are fighting here. They're not going to get seventh though because they're going to pass on this lap, and Hamilton will have DRS on the last.
Doing personal best sectors. He's dramatically up on the 3 cars and super softs.
It's a bit of a.
Coming down.
Yeah, Panis is totally fucked now. It's all about Villeneuve being good here. If they want some decent points.
Yeah, it's the best that's going to happen for Peugeot or Renault is 7th, but I don't think that's going to happen. Tactical move there, get Panis up in front.
Unfortunately, they've also sensed that, although they haven't got ahead. I've done that just because Panis has got no boost left, and I might as well give.
Yeah,
it's not going to work though.
Thing.
It's not going to work though because there goes Hamilton. But so what? It doesn't matter. We'll just get any points we can. Last lap here. I think it's going to be a McLaren win. They're doing pretty well now.
Yeah, Norris leads at the start of the last lap. They're boosting away, and Locatelli's up to 3rd.
Yeah, Panis is done. He's not going to get any points.
No, it does not look like that's going to be the case. So Panis is out the points. That's his race done. And Tombe might just do something here. Alonso will have to settle with 10th. That's what he's
Villeneuve
got.
might just get 7th, but it's going to be about tyre temp, and he's going to get it just about, I think. Yes, he is. No, the DRS, and he does get it. 7th place for Villeneuve on debut, but it is McLaren who win on debut.
Why did Singapore not use any boost all race?
That is a great result. That is a great result for. That is a brilliant result for McLaren, and we did expect it. But Norris wins on debut for McLaren in the first race of the season, and it is a McLaren 1-2 as well with Ricciardo in second. Not what you expected, and another highlight being Villeneuve getting 7th on his debut and points.
Well, as I said, I did say McLaren would win, and
a lot of us did. I did put bad just jokingly because he said his Big Four was very good, but it wasn't that good. But we will see you for the next race. That will be on Saturday, and I'm trying to remember what round it is. Is it Sunday? Is it? Okay.
It's Malaysia on Sunday.
Malaysia on Sunday. We'll see you then. Goodbye.